Welcome in, friends. In today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching Synchronicity by Diners. If you've never heard it before, I'd really recommend you stay to check it out. It's a great song for practicing bar chords and plucked rhythms. It really only consists of 3 straightforward chord progressions, all using bar chords, and a plucked rhythm throughout. So to start off, you're going to want to start with a simple vamp on the D chord, which is going to be you're going to bar the 5th all the way to the A from the high E. Those are the notes that you want to ring out, and then you're going to put your ring finger, whatever feels comfortable for you, lay it on the 7th from the D to the B. So you should get something like that. And we're going to just do a little vamp where we pluck the D, G, B, and then hit the bass note on every and of the 4th beat. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 that's pretty much the whole intro. So after you got that vamp down, we can take that same rhythm and apply it to a different chord, which is going to be the B minor chord, which is going to, you're going to bar the 2nd of the A to the high E, and then make an A minor like you would down here, but you're going to want to move it up 2 frets, so go a little bit like that, and we're going to do that same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for the next chord, it's going to be a G bar chord. You're going to bar the 3rd fret all the way from E to E, and then you're going to make a major chord shape. You're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 5th of the A string, your pinky on the 5th of the D string, and then your middle finger on the 4th of the G string. And just let it all ring out. That's the sound you want to hear. And again, that same rhythm. Right? And then we're going to move that same chord shape up to an A. And really you just want to move that up 2 frets, so you're on the 5th fret. And then you're going to go back down to the G, back up to the A, and then we restart that chord progression. So it's going to be So we're just going to repeat that chord progression, starting on the D, going down to the B minor, to the G, and then to the A, back down to the G, back up to the A. So after you've repeated that chord progression twice, you're going to want to move on to the, I would call it the bridge section. We're going to make an F sharp minor chord shape on the 2nd of the E. You'll just bar that hole from E to E, and then you'll take your ring finger and your pinky and throw it down on the 4th of the A and the D. So it's almost like you're making a power chord, but then just adding on the rest of the strings. And for this one, we're not going to do any plucks. We're just going to do a strum on the first of every bar. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to change to the B minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go down to an A. But instead of doing the bar chord, we're going to do an open position. Back up to the B minor, and then back down to the A. And then we're going to go right back into the verse. And then after you've repeated that verse again, we're going to do another chord, or another bridge. So F sharp minor, B minor, A, B minor, A, and then back to that vamp on the D, but this time we're going to play the chorus. So the chord progression's a little bit different, but you'll be able to hear it if you listen to the song. It's pretty similar. We're going to do that twice, so 1, 2, 3, 4, down to the B minor like before, back up to the D, back down to the B minor. Here's where we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to make an E minor, just like that. You're going to take your middle finger and your ring finger and put it on the second of the A and the D. That's the sound you want to hear, right? But instead of playing it all the way through, on the first beat, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then play a little riff. So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do an open B string to a 2 on the B string, to a 3 on the B string, to a 5. So it'll sound 1, 2, 3, right? A little bit faster. And we just do that on the first E minor chord of the chorus section, because we're going to repeat that same chord again, but instead of doing a strum on the third, we're just going to play an open G. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then after we do 2 repetitions, so E minor, boom, 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 to another E minor, right? We're going to go up to the D vamp again and play that same D to B minor and do that same on the E. Right? And then we're going to do that same thing where we just do 1, 2, open G string. We're going to do that again. One more time. And then to resolve the whole song, we're going to end on the D chord, which is just going to look like this. It's an open D chord starting with the open D, second on the G, third on the B, second on the E. And again, just to reiterate, let that ring out. And that'll be it for today's lesson. There will be a demonstration to show what it should all sound like together if you stick around after the outro. But as always, thank you for watching. If you found it helpful or enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and if you have any recommendations or suggestions for future videos, leave them down below. And again, thanks for watching and enjoy. Have a good one. See you in the next one.
The roaring sounds of applause from Bomb Stadium. The home team had won. The other suffered a loss as sparks and flares filled up the air. And they could be seen from down the street in an old punk house where I used to live. The joyous sounds of applause from a funny world for hug of war. And as the people let out and saw sparks and flares fill up the air, it really seemed that the fireworks were meant for them so perfectly. It's not about baseball, it's not about punk rock, it's synchronicity, synchronicity. It's not about baseball, it's not about punk rock, it's synchronicity, synchronicity, synchronicity.